Well, when this cluster gets close, and when do you think that would be?
We're already starting to have a lot more observations. So by the end of the year, that's going to increase dramatically. Ed is saying December 2017. We'll see it, and when we do it, it'll be the size of the moon.
That's close. Will the Anunnaki, who are in the system, will they get in spaceships? Will they come here?
Yes, they'll arrive in spaceships.
As they did before.
That's right, and it'll be shock and awe.
Are they what the Bible has called fallen ones?
I think that there are a tremendous number of parallels. The Bible, to me, is a PLANETX preparatory. The Anunnaki in this book, The Lost Book of Enki, the human race as we are today, we came from his loins.
You say under this situation that there's going to be cannibalism on this planet. Is it going to get that bad?
Yeah. There will be cannibalism. I've had people that are building $500,000, $1 million bunkers, entry level, mind you. And typically they're setting aside about 2 years' supply because their strategy is a modified Cold War strategy. Well, that's not going to work because this is going to take longer. These people are going to be in small numbers. And when they finally have to come up from underground for forage, they're going to have well-fed bodies.
They're literally going to be food for those that are still stuck on top.
That's right.
Oh, my God. This is the hour. We'll take your calls with Marshall Masters. Now, listen to this part. The immediate signs. Very cold night, 10 minutes before midnight. A great start shock that shakes the earth for 8 hours. The night will be bitterly cold. The wind will howl and roar. Then will come lightning, thunderbolts, earthquakes. The stars in the heavenly bodies will be disturbed and restless. There will be no light, but total blackness. Utter dark will envelop the entire earth. This will come suddenly, like a flash. The earthquake is so violent that the earth moves about 23 degrees, and only when it returns to its normal position. That's kind of scary stuff. We'll talk more with Marshall about it when we come back.
When NIBIRU passes between the Earth and the Sun, that's it, pitch black.
3 days?
Yeah. Actually, the process will take longer because it's going to start transiting across the Sun. But there will be 3 days of just pitch blackness like we've never seen before.
Is it like an X-flare? It's going to shut down the power grid and all that?
Oh, no. This is going to be literally a lightning bolt. The kill shot is actually a cosmic lightning bolt.
That hits the planet.
That's right. It could hit us. We're told that the Grand Canyon was created by water erosion, which is kind of, that I never could really get my head around that.
Could have been a lightning bolt.
Absolutely.
A big one.
Look at Val Marineris on Mars. That's the biggest canyon in our solar system.
Like it just carved its way out like a laser.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was a cosmic lightning bolt. Now, that cosmic lightning bolt could very well hit Nibiru and not us. It's the 3 rules of premium real estate: location, location, location. Even if it does hit the planet, if you're if you're on the night side of the planet when it hits, that's a lot better than being on the day side. So, and there's a lot of area, but if it does happen, it would really throw a tremendous amount of ejecta up into the atmosphere, cause an awful lot of problems for us.
Are we talking about a planet killer, Marshall?
No, I don't believe that we are facing an extinction event.
Because you do offer hope in your work surviving the PLANETX tribulation. You give people a way out.
Exactly, because I believe that humankind is going to survive. Take that to the bank. We are going to rebuild. Take that to the bank. The real question is, and this is the question other races in our galaxy are all wondering, is how do we go to space? Are we going to go like the Anunnaki stormtroopers, where we're going to be hated everywhere we go? Or are we going to have an enlightened Star Trek future? And, for me, everything that I do is I want that Star Trek future for our species. That's what we need to be. But we're going to survive it, we're going to rebuild, and we are going to go to space.
You built with your wife, Jennifer, a church called Knowledge Mountain Church of Perpetual Genesis. Tell me about that.
Yes, we did that because there are so many people in awareness. And for them, you don't go to a mainstream church and say, is there a PLANETX study group? So they've been kicked out of churches and more study groups than they can imagine. And what we have is a non-denominational teaching church, and our focus is really working with people who are in awareness. In other words, if your core faith works, it ain't broke, don't fix it. We just fill in the gaps. We're just trying to reach out and create a brotherhood and a sisterhood of people who are in awareness and will bear the responsibility of their awareness, which is to become teachers, mentors, and comforters.
Marshall, once this cluster moves away, how long will it take us to come back?
I see amazing things come very quickly because all across the nation, we've heard about the guys that invent carburetors that use water and all kinds of other energy devices and medical things. We are seeing horrific amount of suppression. We're seeing a lot of holistic physicians that are being assassinated, and the suppression is horrific. But during the tribulation, we're unshackled. The special interests and their government goons cannot go out and terrorize people that are trying to do good things for others. And so we're going to have Nikola Teslas popping up all over the place. People are going to start inventing things, and it is going to be an incredible renaissance, this dark, foreboding Mad Max world. We're going to have some of that, but frankly, they're going to pass with time. It is the meek who will inherit the earth. Go to the etymological dictionary and look it up. That's who survives. The ones that have that humility and the ones that are, they're walking humbly with God. And this is something, when I first came to this research, I was a born-hard geek, live long and prosper, logic is a tweeting bird. I finally came to the point that it's not about getting God to work with us. It's about us working with God. And that's the key to making it go. And so I see us taking this opportunity to claim our freedom. And what will happen, and I can give you that specific moment. This will be the turning point for our race historically. The elites are going to come up from underground and they're going to say, we have food, medicine, construction materials, all of this. Looky what we brought for you. Meanwhile, 1 in 10 people have survived on the surface. It's been that bad, mostly because they've been tricking people into staying into ground zero areas and not relocating. And then they're going to say, you have access all to this, but there's one thing you have to do for us. You have to take the chip. And, one of the things that was very stunning for me, I had someone who is, was a source in the government, in security. Keep in mind, Ed Dames says he's been in the inner sanctums, and these people have lifeless black eyes, dull eyes, like a shark before they bite you. And not only in these chips that they're going to implant to us, and there's either going to be a thermal imprint on the forehead or a chip that they'll insert in the hand. In the case of infants, in the soft part of the skull when they're born, they'll implant that one there, which it'll never come out. But these are multi-frequency, simultaneous transmit and receive devices, very sophisticated, And what she was really upset about was that they had identified the God frequency. Now, the human body is 100 watts, okay? Let's put that in perspective. If you got a ham radio, mobile ham radio in your car, you can talk for 30 miles on or more. That's a 50-watt radio, okay? So you have these implants in your body that are giving you the same kind of performance as a mobile ham radio that you'd see, with the big whip antennas and all that on the car. Well, what they do is they put up a blocking field, all right? They just flood that frequency with noise. And what happens is people are not going to feel their connection spiritually to Creator. And then that's going to make them much more malleable, easier to control. So, what's the moment when humanity takes that huge, fantastic step forward and we claim our Star Trek future? It's rightfully ours. It's what Creator wants us to reach up and to take, to grasp it. All we have to do when they offer us their trinkets is say no.
Of the 7 billion on the planet, how many survive to come back?
Well, I think the Georgia Guidestones, which I talk about at great length in my book, Surviving, answers that question.
500 million, isn't it?
That's right.
Scary.